Oh, hey there, I didn't see you come in. Let's talk about taking notes. And specifically, I actually want to talk about taking notes with pen and paper versus on a computer. And I was going to talk about the benefits of pen and paper versus a computer, but instead, I want to talk about a very specific type of pen and paper note taking, and that is particularly gratefulness journaling. Something I've been doing on and off for the last 2 years or so. I'll be honest, mostly off. Let's see, I started in August 19th of 2019. I think I probably made it about, I don't know, 30 to 40% of the days over the last 3, 4 years. This is the first one that I finished. This is filled. This is the new one, which is not too far along yet. But what I really like particularly about these gratefulness journals is the routine I built around them. And what the routine is that when I wake up in the morning, before I look at my phone, before I do anything else, I start making my coffee, I do whatever I need to do first thing in the morning, and then I sit down with the journal, which is not on a computer, it's not on a phone, it's in a notebook, pen and paper, and I start writing. And what I write is a list of things that I'm grateful for. And this can be anything, having running water, it can be having working heat, it can be family members, it can be friends, it can be the fact that I got to see someone yesterday, it could be the groceries that I just bought yesterday. Maybe I'm excited about some beef jerky or something. And I will just go and I will fill an entire page with things that I am grateful for. And not until I have done that will I allow myself to look at my phone or my computer or anything along those lines. And what I found is this just helps me to frame my brain in a way that keeps me in a positive mindset for the day. So much of our life is based on perception and how we see the world that we live in. Are things really as bad as you think they are? Well, we generally tend to stress out about the bad things going on in our life, and it's very easy to ignore all the little things that pile up and that we take for granted day after day. You don't have to have heat in your home. You don't have to have a kitchen full of food. You are not guaranteed to wake up feeling healthy tomorrow, or maybe you already aren't, but you're not guaranteed to wake up feeling as healthy as you did today tomorrow. If you're watching this video, you have something you can write down because you're watching it on a device, which means you have some type of privilege of some kind. And, the point of this is not to say that everyone's life is great and you don't have any complaints or, that you're not allowed to stress out about things. The point is to help you to get through these things. Maybe you're stressed out or maybe you're just feeling very negative about the world because it's easy to do these days. For some of us, it's very easy to do these days. So, what has my experience been with this? Sometimes it's minor. It's not an easy thing to quantify what this does for you, but it always has felt very good. Especially doing it with pen and paper, there's something very serene and peaceful about writing things that you're grateful for down in a journal on your own in the morning. And I'm just going to go ahead and plug my coffee company here because this is actually why I started my coffee company. It's called Brushtail Coffee. And the whole point of Brushtail Coffee is that I wanted to have the best coffee for myself every morning and for all the people that I love because I think it's a good way to remind ourselves that we have so much to be grateful for. I mean, you think about coffee, it's just outrageous. You've got these cherries that grow and then they process these cherries and they pull the pits out of the cherries. After the washing and or dry processing is done, the beans sit for months before they ship to wherever the importer's destination is. Importer receives the beans. Beans then get sold to a roaster. The roaster then takes those beans and roasts those beans. Do you know much about how coffee bean roasting works? Do you know much about how growing coffee works? Do you know much about shipping coffee on a freighter across the ocean? Then the coffee gets packaged and it comes to you and it sits in a bag for you to then come along and grind the beans and heat up your water and pour your water over your coffee. It's a miracle. I mean, that's all there is to it. And so I started Brushtail Coffee so that every morning I could wake up and be grateful for that miracle among a page full of other things. And I fill a page every day. I don't let myself go less. And I actually always do about 3 or 4 extra things on the list just to make sure that I have more than a page. That's just me being weird and obsessive. But I like to fill a page because it just feels really great. It's my favorite way to start my day. The problem is I just have to get up early enough to do it. I honestly haven't been doing it lately, so maybe I'll start next week. And, heck, maybe that's what you can comment down below. Encourage me to start doing my gratefulness journaling again. Seriously, please, comment down below. Tell me to start doing my journaling. I've gotten a couple comments when I have been doing this that people have literally told me, wow, you're so positive. They meant it in a very complimentary, sincere way. It's not that it turns me into one of those disillusioned, bubbly people that are overly optimistic about life and not realistic, it just turns me into someone with my perceptions shaped in a way that allows me to instantly see the things that I should be grateful for, as opposed to instantly gravitating to all the very easy to see negative things. And I really encourage you just to give it a shot. Maybe just right now, pause the video, rattle off 5, 10 things that you're grateful for. You might not feel much, you might not think there's much to it, but you should exercise your brain and you should get your brain used to being grateful. You're going to live with your brain. You're going to be you forever. So you should start learning to be grateful for what you have. It's like a muscle. You have to work it out. You have to build it. And so that's all. Be grateful. Maybe start gratefulness journaling. See if it changes your perceptions at all. I mean, maybe you can one up me and journal about your gratefulness journaling. I mean, that's probably a great idea. See if you notice anything that changes in your day to day with the way that you're perceiving your world if you were to start just filling a page with things that you're grateful for every day. Thanks a lot.